Basketball people, we have news. Let's go to more news about the Golden State Warriors. I ask you to give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, as I am a Warriors fan. Jonathan Kuminga surprised many NBA analysts with a strong performance in the Warriors' victory over the Lakers. But Kuminga remains under consideration for a trade to the Miami Heat, and Andrew Wiggins would return to the Warriors. The Golden State Warriors are itching to capture one more NBA title before Stephen Curry, Draymond Green, and Jimmy Butler ride off into the sunset. In an effort to return to the mountaintop in 2025-26, one NBA writer has suggested that the franchise call on a familiar face to accomplish that goal and keep their dynastic run alive. Swapping Andrew Wiggins for Jonathan Kuminga and Buddy Hield works salary cap-wise for the Warriors, and Hield could be redirected to a third team to net Miami. I'm not sure how smart it would be for the Warriors to so heavily prioritize their familiarity with Wiggins, but he remains a solid 3-and-D wing with some inconsistent scoring punch. It goes without saying that Andrew Wiggins enjoyed the most productive campaign of his 11-year career with the Warriors during the 2021-22 season, when he was selected to his first All-Star game and played a massive role in the team's 2022 NBA Finals victory over the Boston Celtics. After the 30-year-old forward was dealt, Golden State's general manager Mike Dunleavy will likely be gauging the trade market for their up-and-coming combo forward Jonathan Kuminga past the January 15 trade eligibility deadline, and the Miami Heat have been named in the past as a potential suitor. If the Warriors can reacquire the skilled two-way wing, Curry and company could be well on their way to asserting themselves as serious championship contenders in a loaded Western Conference this season. He too reasons Al Horford left the Celtics for the Warriors. The new NBA season is officially here, and Al Horford has a new uniform. No longer is Horford suiting up as the wily veteran center for the Boston Celtics. Now, he's across the country with the Golden State Warriors. It's a move from one NBA title contender for another, and Horford will try to make his impact with a new set of legendary teammates that include Stephen Curry, Jimmy Butler, and Draymond Green. Horford is the type of player who feels like at any point in his career he would have been a good fit with this motion-based Warriors attack, and it'll be fun to see how he fits in now. In the end, it was a logical place for Horford to end up. Jonathan Kuminga's Warriors contract was actually the easy part. Why did Al Horford leave the Celtics for the Warriors? Horford spoke earlier this month and gave two simple reasons he left Boston for Golden State. Those two things, winning and money. I think the financial part was a component, but more than that, it was the winning part of it, trying to contend for a championship, Horford told The Athletic. And I think there was a lot of things up in the air, and it just felt like they weren't in that same vision, obviously, because, Tatum, getting hurt, that takes a big toll. So I think at that point I really had to, up until then I was staying in Boston the whole time. If Jason Tatum hadn't torn his Achilles, maybe Horford would have viewed Boston differently. But that's not the way it broke down, and the Celtics also traded away Kristaps Porzingis and Drew Holiday this offseason. The Warriors were also able to offer Horford about $3 million more per year than the Celtics, according to Sports Illustrated. Obviously, getting rid of Drew, getting rid of Kristaps, Horford said. And I know it's all salary stuff, but it was like a domino effect, and it was tough for me. It was a tough decision, but my wife and I, we prayed about it. I knew that it had to be something that was gonna be, that my family had to be on board with me for us to proceed in something like this. And that was it. So now Horford is with the Warriors, where he hopes to make one last run at a ring. Jonathan Kuminga just showed Steve Kerr and Warriors he can do what NBA experts said wasn't his skill set. In the Golden State Warriors' opening night win against the Los Angeles Lakers, Jonathan Kuminga proved many critics wrong. The Golden State Warriors had a successful first night of the 2025-26 NBA season, defeating the Los Angeles Lakers in an impressive outing. There were a lot of standout performers for the Warriors. Jimmy Butler scored 31 points, leading the team in points, while Stephen Curry scored 23 points and sunk the dagger late in the fourth quarter. But it was another star that earned a lot of praise in the immediate aftermath of the game. Many fans praised Jonathan Kuminga's performance, as he proved that he should be a starter. Draymond Green believes Kuminga vindicated himself and delivered when the pressure was high. But it was the little things he did that allowed him to prove his critics wrong. Jonathan Kuminga did exactly what Steve Kerr needs him to, despite Tim Bontemps saying he couldn't. Jonathan Kuminga had a rough start to the game, only scoring about 4 points in the first half and struggling to gel in the offense. However, it was the third quarter where he truly took over, scoring 13 points without missing a single shot during the period. What's interesting about Kuminga's performance is his efficiency from beyond the arc. Never known for his stellar three-point shooting, Kuminga went 4-6 from deep. This is exactly what Steve Kerr needs him to do. But more importantly, it's exactly what ESPN analyst Tim Bontemps said Kuminga's skill set didn't suit. He also needs to be a guy that can really guard on the ball and can hit an open three. And that's just not his skill set. He can guard on the ball, for sure. But he's not going to be a guy who's going to be comfortable taking a lot of catch-and-shoot threes. The fit is just clunky. It's going to be clunky. Everybody knows that. I do think it's good and not super surprising that he showed up and is trying to get along with everybody. It's fair to say that, so far, Kuminga has proven Tim Bontemps wrong, as he did exactly the thing the ESPN commentator said he couldn't. Jimmy Butler explains taking Jonathan Kuminga under his wing after Lakers game. The Golden State Warriors kicked off their 2025-26 season with authority on Tuesday night, defeating the Los Angeles Lakers 119-109 behind a dominant performance from superstar Jimmy Butler and a breakout game from the newly extended forward Jonathan Kuminga. Butler led all Warriors with 31 points while shooting a perfect 16-4-16 from the free throw line, while Kuminga had 17 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists in a surprise addition to the starting lineup, showing the chemistry that has been developing between the two wings throughout training camp. A developing chemistry. Following the victory, Butler spoke about his commitment to developing Kuminga into the star the Warriors believe he can become. "I just want to help Jonathan Kuminga, be great," Butler told reporters, according to Anthony Slater of ESPN. "He's got so much raw talent. He's so aggressive, he's athletic, he's super smart. I'm trying to teach him a little bit of what I see throughout the game." The 23-year-old Kuminga, who recently signed a 2-year, $48.5 million contract extension after a long negotiation this offseason, showed exactly why Butler's investment is worth it. After a somewhat rocky first half that included rushed shots and turnovers, Kuminga exploded in the third quarter with 13 points on perfect shooting, including 3 triples that helped Golden State build a big lead. His 4 three-pointers on the night tied a career high, while his 6 assists fell just one shy of his personal best, and alongside Butler, the Warriors wing duo looked overwhelming for the Lakers. Butler's influence. Butler also revealed the impact of their relationship both on and off the court. "So we've been kicking it, hanging out, watching film, working on our game together after practice, before practice, during practice," Butler explained. "I know how great he wants to be and how great he can be. So it's now my job to help him fulfill that." Butler's influence on Kuminga could be a hugely underrated aspect for a Warriors team looking to remain competitive in an increasingly difficult Western Conference. The 6-time All-Star has built his future Hall of Fame career on tough defense, intelligent foul drawing, and a commitment to winning, something that he's now passing on to one of Golden State's most promising young players. With Stephen Curry contributing 23 points and the Warriors outscoring the Lakers by 20 points during Butler's 35 minutes on the floor, Golden State's new-look roster showed the balance and depth that could make them a sneaky contender throughout the season. If Butler can accelerate Kuminga's development while also elevating his own elite play, the Warriors may have found the key to extending their championship window, even if for a few years. The Warriors return home to host the Denver Nuggets on Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Warriors star point guard predicted to be MVP finalist in 2025-26 Mage.s. The Golden State Warriors star point guard is likely solely focused on winning his 5th championship this season. However, it's reasonable to assume the 37-year-old stud wouldn't be opposed to receiving high individual praise in 2025-26. The Mercury News' Joseph Dicus predicts that the four-time NBA champion will be an MVP finalist at the end of the upcoming season. Predicting a great Steph Curry season seems as mundane as rush hour traffic on 101, the Mercury News' Joseph Dicus wrote Tuesday. But even coming off a second-team All-NBA season last year, calling for Curry to be a top-3 MVP finisher would be completely unprecedented at his age, 37, at his height, 6'2". So here's the argument for Curry contending for the MVP 10 years after his historic 2015-16 season. He is still an elite offensive engine, averaging 24.5 points per game last season as the team's driving force. Add in the fact that there will be nights when Butler and Green and Horford may not play, leaving the spotlight to rest solely on Curry. He finished 9th in MVP voting last season, but he'll be named one of 3 finalists for the award this season. The Warriors' offense can't survive without Curry on the hardwood. The former lottery pick routinely creates headaches for opponents thanks to his generational perimeter shooting and playmaking chops. When Curry was forced to exit the postseason early last year due to a grade 1 calf strain, the Dubs looked lost on the offensive end, allowing the Minnesota Timberwolves to have their way with the vulnerable Western Conference contenders. Considering Curry, who connected on 39.7% of his triples last year, should be extra motivated entering his 17th NBA season, and an MVP-caliber campaign isn't out of the realm of possibility for the future Hall of Famer. Why Kuminga is a name to watch for the Warriors. Golden State signed Kuminga to a 2-year deal, worth $46.8 million, earlier this month. The terms were agreed to right around the restricted free agent deadline. While Kuminga committed to 2 years, there's no guarantee he'll play for the Warriors through 2027. For starters, the Warriors have a team option for the 2026 to 2027 season. There is a chance that even if Kuminga plays out the remainder of the 2025 to 2026 season with the Warriors, he could still become a free agent next summer. But Kuminga will be one of the most notable players to watch in the trade market this season. He doesn't have a no-trade clause and could be dealt ahead of the deadline. Kuminga's camp confirmed he desires a larger role. Throughout his first 4 NBA seasons, the Warriors forward started just 84 of 258 games. Last season, he was down to 10 starts after starting 46 games 1 year prior. Whether he's starting or in a bench role, Kuminga is going to have an opportunity to have an impact on the game. Will it be enough to keep him happy? That's what interested suitors are going to be monitoring throughout the year. Last year, Kuminga averaged 45% from the field, producing 15.3 points per game. He came down with 4.6 rebounds per game and dished out 2.2 assists. The Warriors plan to give him an honest look in the starting 5. Everything from Kuminga's usage, to minutes, to his role in the rotation will be under a microscope as the first half of the regular season plays on. Going into the new season, many fans and analysts are skeptical about Kuminga's long-term fit with the Golden State Warriors. Former NBA players address Warriors' title chances, cite glaring roster concerns. After a significant lull in the offseason owing to ongoing contract negotiations with Jonathan Kuminga, the Golden State Warriors managed to put together a fairly competitive roster. Led by solid veteran talent to support their superstar core, the Warriors are primed to contend for a title. But do they have what it takes? Former NBA players DeMarcus Cousins and Lou Williams expressed their concerns with the team's roster on a recent episode of Run It Back. It's going to be tough, but I'm curious to see how they're going to navigate through these waters with having all these older guys, said Williams. You add Al Horford, and obviously, he's decorated, he's a champion, he's going to be that stretch 4 or 5 that they need and how they like to play. But Steph Curry, 37, Butler, 36, Draymond 35, Al Horford, 39. This league is getting younger and younger. Remember last year, around this time of the year, we were talking about the changing of the guard, Williams continued. So this looks scary for the Golden State Warriors. But in the end, you've got some accomplished guys that can go out there and compete at a high level. My only concern is the obvious, it's going to be their age. While Williams expressed his concern, former Warriors big man DeMarcus Cousins chimed in, I think it puts that much more pressure on the younger guys. It's kind of baffling to me why you would have the type of summer you had when it came to signing your young talent in Kuminga. Cousins rationalized that on a roster with so many veterans, the onus would fall upon the youth to carry the team, primarily because the veterans wouldn't be available for every game. However, due to the team's approach to the offseason, with signing Kuminga being a priority, Cousins was unsure of Golden State's plans. As constructed, the Warriors boast a formidable lineup paper, even if several fans may not agree with it. But concerns regarding their age are certainly valid. Can the Warriors build upon their solid preseason? After finalizing the deal with Jonathan Kuminga, the Warriors started completing their key free agency signings, slowly piecing their roster together. By the preseason, the team was ready to go, and the results were largely positive.